This is Apocrypha from Apoc Industries, and welcome to Nightfall, Episode 2. We're going to get right underway here. It is 7 o'clock in the morning, and I expect that we're going to see some terrible, terrible action tonight. So we want to get ourselves prepared. One of the ways that we're going to get prepared is by feeding our power automatically without having to rely on feeding it manually. And one of the things that we need for that is iron and belts. Iron and belts. How are we doing for belts? We got a lot. So we are just basically going to trace the path all the way up through here. Did we get logistics? I don't remember if we did or not. Of course, that doesn't quite fit. Maybe we'll have it go through here instead. This looks good. We're also going to make sure that we keep our mining machines topped up, because until we can get smelting line set up, we are kind of doing things the old-fashioned way. Miners, 1, 2, 3, 4 should be plenty to take care of us for now. And we are going to get these all kind of taken apart. We do still clearly need to have, we will still be hand feeding some of our miners, because they're all burner miners. But we also are going to be able to start gathering the coal that we need from here, from this belt. So we should be doing okay. And again, we're just going to make sure that we have lots of ammo building. What are we missing here? Iron, of course. What are we missing here? Copper. That's less, of course. We do want to try to decide where to set up a smelter. And I suppose we should actually make this use the belt instead of not using the belt. We're going to check on our copper. These can all be filled up. There we go. Okay, I am concerned. What are we missing before we get attacked? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to get attacked. I would very much like to have an iron smelter set up at the very least. Now, where would be a good place for that? I would like it to be in a place that is relatively close. If we start clearing out some of these trees, we might actually be able to get away with having a smelter right here. Actually, let's do that. Let's see what it would look like if we were to for example, grab these guys, about that, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose we could potentially also just move all this power altogether somewhere else. This does feel like a good spot to have the smelter. So we can always extend our boilers up this way as well. We have more room. So let's not worry too much about power right now. Let's worry about getting a smelting array set up for iron first, so that we can continue feeding all of our very, very iron-hungry machines. And then we can start thinking about where we actually want to put a path as well. Speaking of iron-hungry machines, very important that we get our... okay, we probably don't want to keep gears being made because we have lots of gears now. Okay, we also have lots of copper, which is great. Alright, it is just about noon. We are doing all right. We do need to clear out some of these rocks and stuff. One of the things that I found when I was doing my test playthrough, I played through a couple of days, we got attacked down, this is where I had my smelter, and it was a long run between there and anywhere else. So we're going to keep ourselves a little more tightly contained this time. Just a little bit. You guys all good? Yeah, alright. Got lots of belts. And science is doing well. Get some more of that. Because we still hate handcrafting green circuits. It's noon now. Night will be falling. Not soon necessarily, but not soon. So let's see if we can get this smelter set up before then, because then I think we'll be in good shape. We also really want to get some walls starting to be made, because walling ourselves off will be a lot easier. Oh, we broke our axe. Walling off will be a lot easier than just putting turrets in places, even if it's just one row of walls. We can't automate crafting turrets yet, which would be very nice, because we don't have the assembly 2. We're getting bullet damage first to make our bullets go a little longer, which reminds me we should get ourselves a submachine gun, because right now we are still using our garbage gun, and we don't want to be using a garbage gun. We're going to put that in here. There we go. Yeah, okay. How are we doing for coal up here? Alright. Okay. Things are looking good. So, where do we want to have this smelter, I guess, is the question. It needs to have a little bit of room at least. Something like this would probably be okay, though. Well, let's, how much room does this take up? Like, if we wanted to have, say, like 2 rows of these. Or even if we wanted to do it like this and have 5 things like this, that might work. I'm sure we can find a way to squeeze a bunch of power in here. So this looks like it is a perfectly acceptable place to be putting a smelter, actually. We're gonna get rid of these. Maybe actually take that. Get some undergrounds here. We are going to get some whatchamacallit splitters here, and we're actually gonna make some of those. Right. This is mostly just so that we can actually plan where we want to do this stuff. This is going to be iron. And you are going to probably look like this, as you usually do. And we'll probably immediately have this going into making ammo. Whoops. Maybe that's why I keep running out of coal. I mean, we have lots of ammo right now anyway, but I guess I feel like we can never have too much. Electricity's doing okay. These guys are all doing all right. It's gonna be 4 o'clock. Time is ticking. Should check on our pollution as well. Make sure that that's not touching anybody. It is not, as far as we know, but we don't know for sure that that is the case. We're actually going to do this for our coal coming in here so that the power will get priority. We're also going to pull some electricity up here, which unfortunately doesn't want to reach nicely. There we go. Okay, so now all this needs is some miners. We're going to take a risk, and we're just going to completely disconnect these iron miners now and hook up some of these. I'll hook up, I think 8 will do us for now. And these are going to be kind of annoying because we're right next to some stone, but we'll manage. We will manage somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And going up this way. That almost lines up, but not quite. There we go. And obviously we need some power down here. Oops. There we go. Can we make lights yet? We can. Awesome. We're also going to grab some coal out of here. And now we'll be stockpiling some iron up here, which is perfect. We will also want to get some turrets, I think. It's getting late. Getting late. We have lots of green circuits. I think I may actually start tearing down some of this infrastructure. And we're going to start moving some of it up so that we can defend it better. We have lots of transport belts, so this should also be alright. Science infrastructure is probably a dangerous spot. So, actually, I should put more ammo on that in there. There we go. Bullet damage is finished. That's good news. We're going to study... Maybe we'll get stone walls first. And we are going to... What do we think now? This is as long as we're going to want to make our initial iron smelter. So we may, I'm not 100% sure here, but we may want to do something with this. I'm getting anxious about the very real possibility that we are going to be attacked very soon. I don't know if you can see, but it is starting to get rather dark, so I am afraid. Let's get electronics so that we can start getting towards that that next machine thing. What am I even trying to say? I don't even know. Okay, you're protected. We are not protected well at all over here. So we're going to put a turret here, which should protect all of this infrastructure. We are going to get a turret over here, which will protect our coal. We are going to get a turret. What's not covered? Copper obviously is not covered, but copper also, I'm not really worried about it that much because we're not using a lot of copper. Okay. Maybe we should get a turret up here anyway. We have 3 turrets to spare. I'm going to put one, where are you covering? Okay, so we'll get one turret cover here, and we'll get one turret to cover here, and that should be all of our major infrastructure covered, with a few bullets to spare. Although bullets shouldn't be a problem soon because we have lots of bullets being made now. Awesome. And we want to make sure that our power is covered. Yeah, okay, we're good. And science is still chugging along. This is not the best place for science to be, but it is at least a protected place for science to be. We're going to toss down some lights to make sure that we can see our horrible impending death. And we're going to line things up because we like to have things lined up. Alright. I think we're ready. I think we're ready. And if we're not, well, I guess we'll find out. I actually removed these in favor of putting another couple of iron miners there too. Alright. Okay, there we go. So now we just, I guess, wait until we get attacked? That sounds like a bad idea. Let's not just wait. Let's start setting up some more power in the meantime. We're probably missing iron for these things here. I think maybe I don't want to make quite so many bullets. That's what I'm thinking. But maybe we do want to be making this much iron, now that I think about it a second time. Trying to glance at my mini-map to see if we have any action incoming yet, and I don't think so. But it should be coming soon. Clearly, I have to concentrate very hard when, you know, making things. Okay, looks like we haven't had any biter sightings yet. We are still very concerned that they are coming. Electronics is finished. We need a couple of burn inserters. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Whoops, of course I put it in the wrong spot. So we'll grab this assemblation 2, assembler 2, automation 2, whatever it's called. We will grab that. And one last boiler, steam engine here. That should suffice for our electrical needs, at least for the foreseeable future. This probably doesn't need fast inserters either, but whatever. Ah, I see some biters coming. Here they are. So we are starting to see some action. And look at the size of these packs that are coming in. I don't even know if one turret is enough to be holding these off. So what we really should do is try to get a few more turrets. But we don't have the iron for it right now, unfortunately. And these biters are going to be looking for weak points in our defenses. Right now, we have full coverage, so that is not going to be a major concern for us. What is going to be a major concern is the fact that we might not have enough firepower to adequately deal with these guys. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Fortunately, they seem to be coming from this one direction, so that's great. If they start coming from another direction, we will obviously deal with it, but it will be less good because we don't have turrets as many on the other side. But this is okay for now. This is okay. Meanwhile, the biters are also going to be expanding, so that's something else to keep in mind, that where we do see the biters now is not necessarily where they are. Fortunately, when they run in here, oh, you notice they're starting to try and get a little clever by coming around the other side. This is why I love Rampant. They are picking away, trying to find some weak points. Exactly what we want them to be doing. And once we get to... Oh! They did find a weak point down here, which we will defend as best we can. Also make some repair packs for our poor little power pole that got damaged. It's 3 in the morning. I expect that these attacks will continue for a little bit yet. How are we doing here? Use some more iron. Right. We also do need to be getting, speaking of iron, we definitely need to be getting some more iron out of here. What is going on here? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means that we'll also need to bring some more defenses down here. It would appear as though the attacks may have ceased for the evening. Perhaps. So we might have an opportunity now to set up some more infrastructure. Awesome. In the meantime, though, we are just going to make sure by fortifying and yeah. Cool. Our power's doing well. Our iron smelter is stockpiling iron for us. We are definitely going to be setting up a copper and iron smelter. I think we might end up having to make a path kind of in a weird place here because I want to be able to walk. Like this is not a very, this is a little bit of a tight squeeze, so I think that we might make a path, whoops, right here between our smelters. That'll be alright. Then maybe have a bus, kind of, one of our little mini buses coming out over along this way. Something like this. We have some room to work with. It's mostly trees, but we can work with trees. Trees protect us, so we don't mind trees so much. And actually, now that I think about it, this is not a good place for a path anyway. Alright, well, that was an eventful night. Now that dawn has broken, I think that's a good time to stop for today. This has been Apocrypha, and this has been episode 2 of Nightfall. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to catch you next time.